Welcome back, my name is LastKnownMeal, and this is going to be a continuation of information we got from Luca Comics and Games Festival regarding Netflix The Witcher. With the recent reveal of the main trailer, a lot of new information surfaced from various panels and Q&As, and we all have the info thanks to the hard work of Redanian intelligence. Now, first off, we have to talk about the Witcher author, Mr. Andrzej Sapkowski, that was also present in Luca. And in the most recent interview he had with the Italian Sugar Pulp, he shared his opinions about the characters in the show and how he doesn't care if they are changed, people still know he created them. Sapkowski said this: "I do not care what is done with my character in film or in other contexts, even if it's clear that he is my character and will always be my character." He was also stunned by the trailer since he had also seen it for the first time there. Now look, from time to time you will have authors that give total control over their characters. Some don't, but you also have some writers that do. He first gave it to the Polish series, then CD Projekt, then Netflix. I'm certain that he is happy to get all this promotion because, let's face it, the books are going to increase again in sales. Look what happened with Game of Thrones and how many people bought the books because of it. He also mentioned the recent dispute he has with CD Projekt, where a year ago he filed a lawsuit against them to give him a bigger percentage from the sales. Keep in mind, he didn't want that at first because he thought the games wouldn't succeed, so he basically took only like one payment and that's it. He wasn't going to actually earn anything from royalties, and because the game was so successful he wanted more money. Now, after months of silence, he said this: "As for the legal disputes with CD Projekt, I can only say that this whole thing now has gone beyond my control. It has become too big. And I also add that now, at this stage of my career, money means nothing to me." Honestly, this is a change, a huge change. Just a year ago he wanted more money, but look, the man had a tragedy in his own family, losing his son. Those events can change you as a human being. You start looking at life in a different way. And he is a writer. They can be complicated. Even though he has his quirks, I still respect him a lot as a writer. Keep in mind, he did work as a consultant in the initial phases of the writing of the show. He wasn't involved in the production. And when he talked about his stories, he imagined the story like a circus tent and the main protagonist is a pole that supports it. So in a way, that's how he imagines the world of The Witcher. I swear, the more I read about Sapkowski, the more I see his personality like Geralt. Very sarcastic, very cynical in some situations, and extremely straightforward and honest. For example, when he was asked if he was a feminist, even though that is the most idiotic question you can ask a writer for an interview, like, "Are you a feminist, sir?" He says no. He says, "I love women, I love their role in a story and in the world, but I don't make it a philosophy." Honestly, one of my most favorite answers out there. Also, this entire discussion about The Witcher and Game of Thrones is wrong in my opinion. Why is everyone so hell-bent on beating Game of Thrones? I mean, the show is done. Why does it pose such a huge threat to everyone? Let The Witcher be The Witcher and let God be forgot. I had to, I'm sorry, I had to. But for real, I love the show, I love both of the shows. Not the last season, but yeah. Why can't we enjoy both? Next up, we have the showrunner confirming that she has mapped out 7 seasons for the show, which is amazing. Keep in mind, season 2 is already confirmed and is in production as we speak. Not full-on production, but it is out there. I think it's coming sometimes around 2021. Keep in mind, they're still starting with short stories, but there is a lot to cover, and you have the entire saga you have to talk about. So exciting times and years are coming for The Witcher fans. This locks in Henry for the years to come, but let's face it, he's enjoying this way too much. Imagine playing video games like The Witcher 3 and then going to the set to be Geralt of Rivia. What a life. Next up, we have all the episode titles for the season 1. It has been on a list by Writers Guild of America. If you don't want to be spoiled, I will leave you a timestamp to skip this, so we are going to start soon. Ready? Alright, let's go. So it says this. Episode 2 is called For Marks, Episode 3 Betrayer Mood, then Of Banquets, Bastards and Burials, then Rare Species, then Before a Fall, and the last one is called Much More. They are going to focus a lot on the short stories like the Striga story, Dooney story in the first season. I'm not going to go too far into this, but expect those short stories to be in the first season. Now, let's go for the rest of the non-spoiler news. We also had the costumes and production design news. There was a panel with Tim Aslam, who designed the costumes, and he had this to say about this. The style in the show is mainly based on Gothic influences from medieval to the times between 1830s and 1890s. We're also influenced by high fashion, which Lauren loves. There are also ethnic Eastern influences. We try to have a cohesive look for every different kingdom. He didn't talk about the Nilfgaardian armor pieces. That is sad because I legit wanted an explanation behind this discussion. I mean, if it's there, stand behind your work, but maybe one day we will learn what's going on with the Nilfgaardian armors and how they basically got into production. But this is everything we have for today. There's some more news I'm going to cover in a different video starting next week, so exciting times for all of you that are watching my channel because of Netflix The Witcher. Thank you so much for watching. Other content is also coming, don't worry about that, I have you covered. So that's it. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Tell me down below what you think about this, and also don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Discord. This is LKM signing out. Stay classy everyone, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.